DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat.
Hey everyone, make sure you can hear me before I go any further. Let me know in chat. So I'm going to say some nondescript things just in case. How are you doing today? I'm great. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, good. All right, so we're the MIXINVIXENS. Emily is not going to be here today. She is having Canadian Thanksgiving, which I think is a lie. I don't think it exists. But my name is Rin, and we have two Jennifers. We have Jennifer Winstead. Hi guys.
What's up,
I love
everybody?
you so much.
I love you too. I'm just making sure all my shit is running because I got a new computer, new little thing up here. My sound was low right as we went live. Some things started slowing down in the background, and I was trying to pop out chat, but I should have done that earlier. So things started running slow, and here we are. How do I sound?
It was beautiful.
And so am I okay now?
You're good. Jarvis is not. Sounds like she's doing some funky beats. Well, Jen Jarvis was here. Hopefully she will return. We're having a lot of issues, so sorry about it.
But that's okay, because we still have a lot of lovers in the background, people in chat. For the first time ever since we've been doing this show, I can see all the people chatting.
So talk a lot of mess is pretty much what that means, specifically for Jen, since she can read it now. No, you're not okay with that?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Anyway, so today we're doing this weird cookie float thingy. I'm not super excited about it. It's kind of a mess. How did you like mixing it? Do you like what you did?
Yeah, I liked what I did. I try to keep it simple for all the newbies that are coming in to DIY. I'm really, really working on that. So they're really, really challenging for me to do this. Yeah. This is not easy, guys, but I did manage to try it again and stay under 7 ingredients, I think.
I like that simple for you is under 7.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, I
know how I feel. I'm really trying hard.
Yeah. I mean, if it tastes good, I mean, that's the end result. I've tried being extra just for the sake of being extra. I'm like, I'm going to do it the Winstead way. And it's usually a mess. So I don't think I work well under those conditions. It just turns out muddled, confusing, and just kind of like the suicide drink when you put all the different flavors from like the soda machine. But usually that tastes good at least. Mine is just a nondescript, not good.
Well, the thing with me is that I have such a sensitive palate that it's like I pick up, like I have an idea of what something has to taste like, and I have to add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like, for instance, I mean, I think I used that example last week. Anytime I make a banana anything, I always use a butterscotch. Anytime I use a graham cracker of some sort, I use some sort of nut, whether it be almond or pistachio or peanut or just some random or hazelnut, so it's almost like my ingredients all go with something else.
Yeah.
Because I find the ingredient itself is missing something.
Yeah. So, like, I layer fruits. You just layer everything.
Actually, you're probably right because I don't layer fruits as much. So most of my simplest mixes that I can do with 3 or 4 ingredients are fruity mixes. Straight up fruit, I can do that way. But anything with cream or bakery, and I'm not that good at bakery, so I mean, those are a little harder for me in general.
Yeah, same. Alrighty
See,
then.
Eddie's throwing links in the chat over there on top of all his links. Thank you for throwing all those links in the chat, Eddie.
He's spamming.
He threw me some peanuts. Speaking of peanuts, I have no idea where that came from, but I fell in the bathtub this weekend. I don't know why the peanuts made me think about that. I have a huge knot on the side of my leg. I was washing the bathtub, right? And if I was a little bit taller, I could reach the top without having to get in the bathtub. But because I'm a midget, I got in the bathtub to be able to reach the top of the tiles. And when I got in there, the soap got under my feet, and I looked like I was roller skating on peanuts. I think that's why, because I was like, I busted my ass.
And that hurts
Then
because there's no give in the bathtub. It's just I said it hurts real bad when you're falling in a bathtub because there's no give to it. It's just all hard.
It's all hard. Then this morning, my husband decides to be a smart ass. He's in the shower, right? And he looks out of the shower and he goes, "Hey, honey, I see where you fell now." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Yeah, this line over here where it's still dirty."
Tell him to clean that shit.
By the way, I was making his coffee, so I added salt instead of sugar. Teach him to be an asshole.
Yeah, when I fell, it was just literally off of a curb. I was walking down off of a curb, like a couple inches off the ground. So I didn't even have a soap excuse. It was just walking. My legs still.
I mean, I've done that too.
Yeah.
Missed that step, you know. How is mixing this week's recipe for you? Because it's not a bakery, but you're still struggling with your flavors.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's just, and I think I even picked this picture because it looked interesting. But like, I think when I'm picking these pictures from now on, I have to think about, am I actually going to be able to make something good with this? Because I've been setting myself up for failure because I'm like, okay, now that I'm looking at it, like, why the heck did I pick this? Like, it's so complicated because you have the cookie on top, whatever liquid on the bottom. I don't even know how you're supposed to eat this. It just doesn't sound even like logical. Like, do you dunk the cookie in whatever liquid that is? Do you eat it separately?
I think it looks like pudding to me.
To me, it looked like some kind of punch or something with whipped cream and then the cookie and then the berries, which to me, I don't like fruit in my bakery for the most part. Like apple is probably where I draw the line. Like apple tastes good in bakeries and banana sometimes. But I'm not like, I don't like pie. I think that's why I don't like pie. People always give me grief because I don't like it. I just I don't like those two things together. So like for here or for this picture, the berry in it, I kind of wish wasn't there. I even thought about just removing it, but I don't know. It's okay. It's not my best work. But I mean, it's okay.
Well, I'll say that for a 5-ingredient recipe, let me look at it before I keep saying 5. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I got all the way to 7, so it's not 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, for a 7-ingredient recipe, mine tasted pretty good because I used stuff that just went well together. I mean, I saw Dimlin a little while ago mention in chat that forest fruit would have covered it all. I don't think so. Not with the creams. I mean, I would have a hard time believing that forest fruit would have fit in. But maybe we have some submissions. If we will see what they did.
Yeah. I haven't messed with forest fruit in a while, so I didn't want to do that. I don't know. I guess we could get into our mixes since it's hard to go over it without really saying what we're doing.
That's
if it's
good.
okay with you. Yes. I'm gonna take this as a yes. So I guess I'll start with mine. What I was going for was a spiced cookie. And if you don't know what a spiced cookie is, it's kind of similar to gingerbread, but like without the ginger, I would imagine, because it has a lot of like the cinnamon, maybe clove in there and some other stuff, nutmeg, but it doesn't really have that clove or molasses. Maybe that's the other thing that's missing is molasses. I'm not entirely sure, but I wanted for that to be the cookie part of it. And then for the actual liquid in the bottom, because to me, I see a liquid, some kind of juice or something, maybe even alcohol. I don't really know. So going with like the theme and the season, I wanted to do an apple cranberry for that like part at the bottom. So I used apple cranberry by Flavora. I originally had it at 0.25, which is still low, but it was still too high for what I wanted. I wanted the cookie to be like the forefront and then the other stuff to be kind of secondary. So I lowered it to 0.15, which is low. For you guys, you'll probably have to double that. Then I used Berry Blend by Flavora at the same percentage for like the top part of it. And then for the actual biscuit or cookie, I used 1.5 biscuit base by Vape Train. For the whipped cream part of it, which is kind of in the little juice or whatever is at the bottom, I used whipped cream by Flavora at 1% because it's a little bit more of a vanilla heavy whipped cream. And then to lighten it up and give it more of a body, I used Vape Train's sweet cream at 0.5%. And that's what I got. And it hasn't been steeping a whole heck of a lot. I think I got around to mixing this on Wednesday or Thursday. I'm still not feeling 100% from when I was sick. I don't know why it's taking me so long. And I just been putting it off. That's the only excuse I had. I actually theory crafted this quite a while ago. Just didn't get around to actually mixing it. So I don't know how a steep is going to change it. I would hope that the fruit calms down a little bit, especially after lowering it, because it was a little bit too fruit.
It's more of a cream and cookie with a little bit of fruit, or is the fruit forward on it so far?
With the 0.25, I was getting a lot of the fruit, none of the cookie, which is not what I wanted. I wanted the opposite. So I lowered the fruit parts, upped the cookie. Kept the cream the same because the cream was okay. I think I increased the whipped cream, but I didn't increase the sweet cream. So I don't want it to be all cream. I just wanted it to be smoother than it was. Because the apple cranberry is a very nice flavor, but cranberries are tart, and it is a little tart. But considering the holiday, plus I figured the apple might go well with the spiced cookie, perhaps, kind of like a apple pie-ish thing. But maybe the cranberry was throwing that off. I don't really know.
Well, I mean, it's pretty good. You're going into the fall season with it, so I don't see why that would be a bad thing in any kind of way. Kind of like it. That looks like something to get going with the holidays.
Yeah, I want it to be like fall, like Thanksgiving. You think about apples and cranberries. At least that's what I think about in gingerbread. Though gingerbread's kind of going more into Christmas. So I kind of wanted to stay on a theme of some sort, but I don't know. If anyone mixes this up, let me know what you think of it. But I do think it needs to sit. It's definitely not a shake and vape by any means.
And that biscuit from VTA, that probably at that percentage with the fruit, yeah, it's probably warm. It's probably a warm vape. It's probably not, just a regular creamy, buttery kind of vape.
Yeah. It is warm with the spice notes in there and the apple cranberry on top of it. But I don't know. Like I said, I probably the picture was probably a mistake, but I don't know. I feel like every now and then you gotta try to test yourself, challenge yourself, as my voice goes. I don't
Sometimes
know.
we just get stuck using the same flavors over and over again.
Yeah, for sure. And I definitely do that. Like I wanted to throw one-on-one whipped cream in here so bad. I feel like I throw that at everything. It's kind of like my ketchup or salt. Like it's just like I want to throw it on everything. And I'm trying not to do that because that kind of just makes it into a crutch instead of actually fixing what the problem is. So I don't know. I didn't use that. Though it probably would have improved it.
Well, there's a sub at least, if nothing else. You can use it for a sub. You can just put your disclosure on there. It would have probably been better with.
Right. Well, another thing about that flavor is it's not the easiest flavor to get a hold of. I think I've only seen it like 2 places, one of which is direct from one-on-one. And then the place I got it from was Vapor Supply. So I'm also trying to use flavors that are more accessible, especially when it comes to judging. It's like I feel like I'm always having things in there that they don't have. And I'm trying to be a little bit mindful of that. Not that I think that I'm submitting this recipe, but plus
But while you're making it, you don't know because you don't know what you're going to submit right from the get-go, right? So you got to at least try to guess for that part of it.
yeah, and then our viewers too. Ideally, I'd like to use everything they can get at Bull City, so at least they can get it all in place. Because a lot of people aren't going to want to buy from like 10 different places just to mix something that they might not even like.
Yeah, that's why I've kind of stopped using Delosi and one-on-one, other various ones that I know are really good, but it's just you can't get them all in one place.
Yeah, because it gets expensive.
It does. Shipping gets ridiculous when you start having to order from multiple places.
And for me, ordering from Bull City just makes sense because I kind of get it almost next day. So most of my flavors are going to be from Bull City, and with everything going on too, I'm kind of in the mood to mix with classics. I feel like I should be using for the newbies Capella, TFA, Flavor West, Flavora. OOO has been around forever. So anything that, no matter what happens with all this craziness in the industry, that they'll be able to order direct. And I feel like those companies are places where they'll be able to order direct no matter what happens with vaping. Even Loran's, I started to think maybe I need to put a couple of those flavors into some of these mixes just so that they can start becoming aware of which ones are decent for mixing with,
Yeah.
I'm trying to give it some forethought when I mix things now, for sure.
Yeah, it feels like I'm going back to like 2010. Like we're going to get stuck with like the same 4 brands we had back then. It's sad.
Well, I kind of I kind of thought about it. I mean, it's going to be, if it does happen and it, all shit goes to hell in a wheelbarrow, we'll have TSA, Capella, Flavor West, one-on-one,
Delosi may still stay in business too.
And Loran's. Do you guys? I mean, we'll have the one. Well, we will have Molenberry because those are outside of the U.S. If we have distributors here, hopefully Bull City will be around forever. I know that we got companies like Bull City and what else? What's DIY? I mean, they do other stuff other than just sell flavors, so we should be okay.
Well, That's if the distributors can actually stay in business as all of their actual large wholesale customers close shop.
I've discussed it. I've just actually had that conversation with Drew from Bull City and with OSDIY, and they both said that they're ready because they don't only have, that's not their main source of income. So
Yeah, at least they future proofed.
They seem to be pretty comfortable with their selection since they're not just catering to DIY, to the flavor industry, to vaping. They have other things, you know. Bull City has a brewery, a home brew business, and OSDIY does all kinds of crafts. So I think that they future-proofed themselves back when all the vaping stuff started going crazy.
I think Nicotine River is probably the one most at risk of closing down next.
What do you think they'll rename their?
Yeah, they'd have to rename it because I mean it's like you're obviously what you're. This is very obvious what you're for, and if you are in a flavor ban, you're gonna have to either stop selling all your flavors, or you're gonna have to stop selling nicotine and PGV, GC.
Well, one of the things that I'm comfortable with about Nicotine River, though, is that they have Purulum. Now, Purulum is tied in with Imperial Tobacco, which is the maker of glue. So, because they pretty much are partially owned by Imperial Tobacco, even if it's just 30%. I feel like they've already submitted their PMTA. So if they pass through PMTA, that will also give Nicotine River a good position, but we'll see how that goes, you know?
Yeah. I think it's just going to be tough for the next 6 months.
Yeah, and I don't know how many people knew that about them, about Imperial Tobacco owning 30%. Well, Imperial Tobacco owns Purulum, which Purulum owns 30% of Nicotine River.
Yeah.
Only reason I know that is because I live here in North Carolina and they're 30 miles down the road. We're in tobacco land over here. So when they opened up their big warehouse over here, I was like, Purulum, wait a minute. Aren't they in California? Wait a minute. Let me do some research. And then I figured it out.
Yeah. There's so many brands out there. It's ridiculous.
Have both of you already gone?
Just me.
No, I haven't gone yet. Do you want me to go first?
You can go first if you want.
I will. I will do that because I am ready with my pudding berry crumble. Because that thing that Granite is calling juice at the bottom, I saw that more of a syrup. So I just figured that was a little bit of syrup. And I didn't want to go heavy on the fruit. I wanted to go heavier on the pudding. And I used my cracker for the top. So I did, so I'm gonna describe it as I was making it. So for my pudding, I used vanilla custard from TFA because I'm making a very strong effort to use the flavor brands that I feel will survive. Vanilla custard from TPA. I know some people get pepper from that, so feel free to switch that up for either Flavor Art custard premium or Capella vanilla custard. And I mix that with vanilla gelato from FA at 2%. So my custard is at 4%. That is usually the max for custard for me. I can't bake custard any higher than that. So the vanilla ice cream was because I still needed more cream and more ice cream type. So I went ahead and did it at 2%. So we're at a total of 6% creams right there. Now I use strawberries and cream from Capella, another company that I feel very comfortable with, because that strawberries and cream to me is not good. But when mixed with other creams in a low percentage, it blends in very nicely because all I wanted was the bit of jammy strawberry that's in there and a little bit of their vanilla ice cream note that's in there. So I use that at a low percentage of 1.5%, which will get drowned out by all the creams, but you'll still get the hint of strawberry in there. And I use bilberry from Flavor Art to add the little dark berry notes in there. Instead of using a candy like blueberry like what Flavor West has, I just wanted a darker berry note in there that was not a strawberry. And bilberry is really good for adding those earthy, darker notes that are not necessarily like a sweet candy blueberry. The syrupy thing in the bottom comes in with that strawberry and cream. And then I used graham cracker from Flavor West because to me, when I want a bakery to show up through all that cream, the only bakery crackery note that I could ever get to not turn into a mushy cream is Flavor West graham cracker. And I use that at 0.75%. I know that for the normal human being, that's pretty low, but I cannot push bakeries too high because then they taste like terrible. They taste terrible to me. So 0.75 is where I'm willing to go with it. I find it to still be bakery-like. If you guys need to boost it a little bit, feel free to do that. But I think 0.75 is pretty good for it. And that's marzipan adds some almond and some cherry notes. The cherry's going towards the cream and the almond going towards my cookie note at the top. So the cookie is supposed to be like an almond cookie type, but then it has a little bit of cherry in it that falls into the cream side. So it kind of blends and bridges the two together. And that's my mix. And I kept it simple. I think.
Simple.
Rin is over there talking about. No comments, huh, Rin?
It's hard when you know what you like and how you like to layer things to make it a 3-flavor recipe. You know, as much as it'd be nice to constantly make stuff for beginners, sometimes you just can't with some of these pictures. It's like they're too complicated.
Yeah,
I
so
agree. I agree with that. I did the best I could. It came out really delicious. It may not be completely true to the picture, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Even though I threw in there that strawberries and cream that I don't like, it still tasted pretty good. I covered it up and got just the berry out of it.
I like the idea of the graham cracker. That would have worked really nice. And I wish I would have saw it as a syrup. Like, probably would have been better.
See,
Well, I'm not sure how syrupy it is, but what I was picturing is no matter what syrup you have and what fruit you have in something, once you mush it all up, it's mostly cream with a little bit of other stuff. If that makes sense. That's how I usually taste it at the end.
Yeah. I just only recently got the Flavor West graham cracker because Fresh was raving about it. He said it's like the closest thing to an actual graham cracker.
Yeah, I love it.
Doesn't it have sugar in it?
Oh.
It's
got a lot of that.
I knew there was something in it I couldn't vape.
It's loaded with butter. It's delicious.
Although, granted, my recipe this week, I still can't vape it. I mean, I can if I leave the cheesecake out, or use V2. But I decided I should probably put in something a little bit dappy just to thicken it up a little. I went deconstructed cheesecake.
Makes sense.
That's what I saw. Are you done, Winstead? Shall we move on to mine?
I'm waiting.
Okay.
I thought you were going to get started.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here quietly.
I'm just waiting for it to change on the screen. I went with. Let me just pull up my own recipe since I can't see it. For the cookie part, I just got in the crunchy frosted cookie from Capella's, and that is like those really soft sugar cookies you get at the grocery store in the bakery section. That is what that tastes like. And so I didn't want that on top. I wanted something a little bit more biscuity, but I felt that had a nice, smooth, kind of buttery cookie flavor to it. So I put in Flavor Art cookie to dry it out and give it more of a biscuit kind of flavor. And then with the New York Capella's cheesecake, there is a hint of graham cracker in there. It's not much. but it kind of adds to that layer of the cookie on top. Glazed strawberries from Vape Train is kind of both the strawberries on top and the strawberry glaze in the glass. And then I put in Flavor Arts regular strawberry and forest fruit for this fruit on the top, and New York Capella's cheesecake. I only used 1% of that because I don't know if it's on the screen because I forgot to actually put it in the recipe. I realized it wasn't in there. Like, oh, well, I wrote it, but I didn't add it. So there is New York cheesecake in there at 1%, and it goes with the toffee ice cream because I wanted it to be like a toffee caramel cheesecake flavor. So that's that layer.
You're muted.
I am muted. You got all the way up to, you only had 6 ingredients, so you did pretty good at keeping it simple for us.
Well,
it's
she
7.
forgot the New York.
Yeah, there should be New York cheesecake in there too. It's in the recipe if you go to it. It's just not on the screen because I'm a dingbat.
I don't have any. I don't even know if I have that frosted cookie.
I hadn't had it, and I mean, sugar cookie isn't bad. You could probably substitute sugar cookie in this, but I thought this one tasted more like a sugar cookie, but it's kind of the soft ones, and it was buttery and smooth, and I thought it just worked well with the cheesecake and the ice cream flavor. It does really need to steep. I've only had mine steeping for a day, and it's like, this is going to need to steep for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, between the cheesecake and the ice cream.
Yep.
Huh.
But that glazed strawberries are so good. It just it's such a strawberry glaze.
And I thought about it, and the only reason I didn't is because I really made a conscious decision to go old school. The Vape Train is another one that I think will stick around because they're also not even in the United States. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Australia is having their own issues, aren't they?
They are, but they've always had issues. They can't sell is nicotine.
Yeah.
So they're not battling the flavor bans like we are. They're battling the nicotine ban.
And they've all just been ordering it for China anyway.
And who the hell would have thought that we would be battling flavors instead of nicotine here? I mean, that's not what that was not in the forecast. Yeah, that is outside of the forecast, okay? We thought we would be battling and fighting for nicotine like the rest of the world. Instead, here we are fighting flavors.
Because it's the flavors that are attracting kids, not the fact that they're getting high from nicotine.
Yeah, whatever.
Because teenagers smoke to have that tobacco flavor.
Yeah, whatever. And then another thing, well, let me not go on this tangent. This is the Mixin Vixens. We're having fun here. Let's not do so much advocacy.
No,
we come in later on with Alex Clark in J-Day show. So
yes.
I have plenty of time to rant later on.
Let's look at Emily's recipe, maybe, please, James.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Since she's not
Destroy
here. This seems to be our punishment if we don't show up for a week and we turn in a recipe.
How dare you have family time? It's Sunday.
Let's check it out. We're waiting on you, Friction. Show us the cookies.
I think it's up already.
Yeah, it's up.
There it is. Strawberry, blueberry, Jello cookie. Oh, she saw Jello at the bottom.
I can see that. It's kind of weird with the soft serve ice cream, but
I mean, that might have been just a whipped cream flattened out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a parfait.
So let's see. She used Jungle Flavors biscuit instead, with graham cracker. So she was doing the graham cracker kind of cookie.
Oh, she used 0.75%, same amount. She cheated. I think she looked at mine. She's not here to defend herself. Succulent strawberry from OSDIY. I'm going to have to get my hands on that. I hear great things about it, but I haven't tried it. Have either one of you guys tried it?
Nope.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed personally, but this was after my issues with strawberry, where I stopped being able to taste it. So there's that.
Got it.
Vanilla whipped cream from Capella's. That's kind of surprising.
That's a pretty good whipped cream. I like it a lot.
A lot of people seem to hate it.
Why? What do they taste that I don't?
I don't know. Like, I don't mind it. It's a decent whipped cream flavor. It's a little more on the vanilla side. It's more like vanilla cream rather than
I think it
whipped cream.
tastes like whipped cream with marshmallows mixed into it. Like
Yeah. Or if you mix like 2% Oba Oba into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that takes away from having to do marshmallows and whipped cream in a mix.
Yeah, I like that flavor. I need to be, or I would, thoughts aren't coming.
I usually blend it with other creams.
I just need to have that vanilla note in there. Like, and sometimes I don't want a vanilla note. That's the only reason I wouldn't use it.
Yeah, if you want just plain whipped cream.
Yeah.
If you want plain whipped cream, it's Flavor's whipped cream.
Or one-on-ones with
or one-on-ones. Yeah, they're very similar. Like they're pretty close.
Yeah.
I think one-on-ones is a little more authentic whipped cream, like canned whipped cream.
Yeah.
Flavor's is more like fresh whipped cream.
Yeah, I find the Flavorda to be a little bit more dark, if that makes sense.
A little richer.
More of a vanilla bean whipped cream or something. Whereas the one-on-one is a little bit brighter or lighter for me. But
yeah, I see she went with a bilberry too, but she used BTA.
I don't have that one.
It's pretty good.
Or at least I haven't tried that one.
She copied my recipe, girls.
Yeah, it looks pretty similar.
I mean, she just changed the ingredients around. I bet she turned this in after I did.
Copy infringement.
I think we all just start mixing like each other. Yeah.
She's even got 1, 2, 3. Oh no, she's missing the almond. Okay, she's off the hook.
Looks good though. I can't tear it apart.
I can't tear it apart either. That's why I keep picking on it.
It does look very similar to yours, though.
It looks like it'd be good.
Yeah. All right.
We have a couple of submissions as well.
Yep.
Who turned in recipes this week?
There was 4 different people. Sam did. I know that because he's over there. Someone that started with a C. I don't remember. Cynthia, maybe. I gotta pull it up.
Would that be Goose Girl?
Maybe. I'm not good with names. Yeah, Goose Girl. She's got one. Luke Loop did one. And one other person. So for all the smack people were talking about it, they sure did play along.
That's because it's strawberries and cream.
Yeah, everybody saw strawberry and cream with a little bit of blueberry. That was
and a cookie base
for them to mix it up too.
That's like commercial juice written all over it.
And I bet every single one of these recipes is going to be pretty good too. We're pretty comfortable with these flavors. Oh man, my back is killing me sitting on this chair. Shit, I need to stop throwing myself around in the bathtub and be a little more ladylike when I'm in there.
I just see you like flailing around in the bathtub. All right, so whose do we want to go over first?
Goose Girls is up.
Okay. So hers looks not really that similar. So we have biscuit from Jungle Flavors at 1.5%, blueberry muffin at 2% by Flavora, cream filling by Wonder Flavors 1%, 0.5% of Inawera raspberry Melina from Inawera. I might have said Inawera twice. And then 2% raspberry by Flavor West.
Raspberry is such a good flavor. Raspberry is a good flavor to throw into a cream. I looked at it. I have it out. I didn't use it. I was trying to stay little.
I wish I liked it. There's a weird off note that I don't like in it.
I'm sorry. It's delicious.
It smells so good in the bottle, and then when I vape it, it's like, ew. There's so many flavors like that. Sometimes I wonder why I vape anything aside from like one version of something. But
Well, because you gotta see, you gotta know if you like it or not. You gotta know if it's for real.
I wonder what the blueberry muffin is doing in this.
Yeah, that was a pretty good idea too.
I mean, it's got a pretty
After I
good
saw
blueberry
it,
flavor.
Yeah, hers has got to be more on the blueberry side. Blueberry, raspberry, kind of creamy. It looks delicious, just like all the ones I've seen so far.
Blueberry muffin's not super muffin heavy. So I would imagine it worked fairly well, especially if you add the biscuit to it. You get the nice baked blueberry with like that little bit of like sweetness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Looks good. Thank you, Goose Girl, for playing along. Who do we have next? Next. She called it hidden berries too, so. Probably what I was going to look.
Huh?
Hidden berries.
Yeah. I guess we could do Sam's next. I am Sam. He's got a lot going on. His looks kind of similar to Jarvis's, where he went more of a cheesecake route. He used 27 Fish by Capella, which is interesting, at 5%. Inawera Biscuit at 1.2% from Inawera. 1.2% Forest Mix by Jungle Flavors. I didn't even know they had a Forest Mix. That's interesting. 1.4% sweetener. It's quite a lot. 1.4% Vanilla Swirl by TFA. And 2.6% Yes Sweet Cheesecake by Inawera. It's supposed to be a shot of red jello with a crunchy cookie and dollop of cheesecake topping with mixed berries.
What looks good, and I think I Am Sam is in a prohibition state right now. I think he's in Washington, if I'm correct. So he texted me yesterday and he had an order out and he was like, oh my God, thank God it shipped before the ban, but I hope it gets here. I said, well, they don't have flavor dogs yet at the post office. I think you're okay. So this looks pretty good. 27 Fish though, it's kind of pineapple.
Yeah.
27. I thought 27 Fish was more of a black currant kind of flavor.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of
black currant.
The bears, the 27 bears.
I am thinking of the bear. You're right. 27 Fish is like a more of a black currant. It's the Swedish fish type.
Yeah. So yeah, it looks good, except the sweetener has a lot of sweetener.
Although for Flavor West, that's not that high. You can't go higher.
1.5% Flavor West is like 1% Capella.
No, it's more like 0.5% for Capella.
No, because I use 1% Capella Super Sweet. I mean 0.25% Capella Super Sweet and 0.75% Flavor West for about the same sweetness level.
Well, yeah, when you're down below 1%, it's noticeably different, but they're similar at a lower amount. when you get up into like 1.5%. I don't know, something weird about Flavor West's one gets kind of sharp, whereas Capella's just
I've never used it that high, so I can't say.
Capella's gets artificial tasting.
Yeah, I can't do Capellas. Got too much other stuff in it. Well, thank you, Sam. Thank you for playing. I guess we can do Alva Perino. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. This one's supposed to be a trifle, which is like a layered parfait type thing. This one's got some interesting stuff in it. We have Custard Premium by Flavor Art at 2%, 1% Fluffy White Cake by Wonder Flavors, Madeline by Salubarome, 2%. No idea what that is. Red Fruit Jelly by Sasami, 1.5%. Succulent Strawberry from One Stop DIY, 2%. 0.3% Super Sweet, 1% Vienna Cream by Flavor Art, and 2% Whipped Cream from TFA.
I have never tried that.
I feel like this is gonna taste more like lady fingers with cream and strawberries.
Yeah.
What's a Madeline?
Well, those are like a crunchy cookie. They're a long, crunchy cookie. I haven't tried that, so maybe it's crunchy enough to overthrow that fluffy white cake from being soft and squishy.
So you know what sucks? It's getting old because I put my glasses on so I can see this screen, and then I got my phone to look at the recipe. I have my glasses on. I can't freaking see it. I had to take my glasses off to see it.
I wear glasses all the time, so I don't know.
I got the old lady thing going on where I need my little readers if I'm wearing my glasses, so I have to take them off to be able to see stuff, or hold it over there and then I see the letters.
I haven't tried the Madeline, and I've never heard of Sasami.
I've got I had a few flavors from them. The red fruit jelly, I don't think I had that one, but some of theirs were pretty good. They're you can get them from Chef's Flavors in the UK.
Yeah, I was gonna say, where would you get Sasami?
I don't know how they don't carry a ton of them there, but they do have them. I think the place in France too has them. I think it's La Petite Vapeur. I'm not sure. I don't speak French. I don't speak any other language, and I suck at rolling R's, so
I can't roll an R. I can't do it. I'm mad about it. Can you, Winstead?
Well, of course you can.
No.
Yes, you can. You roll your R's all the time.
I can't. I'm Spanish people can't do that.
You're full of crap.
Yes, I can purr like a cat. Arroz con pollo.
Polio to you too.
Isn't that roast chicken?
No, rice and chicken. Arroz con pollo. Sonrisa. Sonrisa is a smile.
That's beautiful. All right, so you have one more recipe.
Preciosa. Bella.
No hablas español. Moving on. Vámonos.
Guanábana. Everybody can say that now. Guanábana.
No, we're not doing that. So Luke Loop, he put in a recipe. It also is pretty interesting. So he used the Capella frosted cookie as well at 3%. He used 0.5% of forest fruit mixed berries, or forest mixed berries by Vape Train, 0.5% of gingerbread by Capella, soft prunes, I'm guessing that is PRUNS, 3% from SI, whatever SI is.
No idea.
I guess it's Sasami as well. And then 1% vape train vanilla cream and 1.5% vanilla pudding. And it's supposed to be, I guess the soft prunes is VT red soft candy. So I guess it's maybe a placeholder because it's not in all the flavors yet or
I
something.
think that's the same one that was used in the other recipe too. The red fruit candy.
Yeah, that's probably to make up that jelly at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
so he was
like
going
Jell-O.
for a soft raspberry type pudding and then a crunchy biscuit with a little bit of gingerbread, mixed berries on top, and some vanilla cream.
I almost did gingerbread, but I didn't want any spice in it. And plus, I know there's other gingerbread stuff coming up for Christmas, so.
Yeah, we have some fun coming up for gingerbread.
Yeah. I'm excited about that one.
I try to switch up my flavorings like often enough. It's like I look and see what we've got coming up, and it's like, well, I'm gonna go for this month, and we'll go for a different version that month, even though they're so similar.
Yeah.
How many ways can we make the same kind of picture?
Right. This looks good. I'm probably gonna have to pick up that crunchy cookie thingy. I wonder if they have it at Bull City. I don't think I saw it at Bull City. Unless it's older.
You have two people used it in the same kind of way. It's got to
not
work
even
that
a crunchy cookie either. It's a soft cookie. It's a soft sugar cookie with frosting on it. They lie.
It sounds right up my alley then.
I mean, I love their sugar cookie. So
yeah,
I imagine I would like this.
I drink their sugar cookie in my coffee.
So do we have any other submissions, or was that it? Do you want to show next week's picture?
We don't have next week's picture.
No, because next week's chit chat.
Oh, it's chit chat.
Yeah, we're to the end of the month already.
Oh crap! I have to pick one of these mixes.
You sure do. Get her going.
Who's our judges this month? Do we know?
It's the regular, and then we were supposed to have a special guest. Hopefully, he's still coming.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Our special guest. We'll figure it out by the end of next show, huh?
I know it is. I'm not going to say it unless it's confirmed. So.
I know, until we confirm. That's why I said at the end of the next show, we'll know for sure.
Was Fresh filling in for Concrete this month, or is Concrete back?
Concrete's supposed to be back.
Okay.
We'll see. Hopefully Shindo's back. And then Folk Art should be with us.
And November 9th, I won't be here. So we might need to find somebody to fill in, because I am going to the DC rally. And I might be back because I am staying overnight that Saturday and then coming back that Sunday. I'll probably be back in time, but it'd be good to have a backup just in case.
We'll see. Mm-hmm. We can talk about that later.
And you got to find somebody that can talk as much as I do.
I don't think that's possible. I don't think we can find a replacement for you. You are unique and one of a kind.
Leilani, she can talk, but I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm gonna text her and see if she's going to the rally, since Washington D.C. is not that far from her.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Lumi will come on. We'll see. We can talk about that later. Are we done?
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys. Well, we're going to thank our sponsors and get out of here.
Yep. So go check out Bull City Flavors. They have a lot of good stuff going on. Made an order. Huh?
I said they're the best. They're my favorites.
Yeah, they're awesome. Fulvora, thank you to Fulvora. Go check out Wayne at DIY or Die. He has a great YouTube channel and a website and a SoundCloud somewhere. It's in the cloud. Who else?
We do have to tell the crowd though, our one shots are no longer in production because there's something going on at E-cig since they're in a flavor ban state. And I don't even know how many there are left on their website. So I would say if you want them, you need to pick them up.
Yeah, they are also on sale for $3.99 a bottle. You have
Right.
to actually search the website for one shots. You can't find it just through browsing.
Yeah, the little category thingies are just gone.
I think you can also search MIXINVIXENS and it'll pop up.
Yes.
I think that's about it though. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Bye. Oh, don't forget to join us later at 7:30 on my
Join us
channel. Join us at 7:30 on Flavor Pro's channel so you can watch Alex from Casa. He will be joining us.
Yep. Alex Clark, and I've confirmed, and he's all good. He's waiting. He's excited, and I told him we were going to drill him and embarrass him on camera.
All right. Have a great night, folks. Bye.